Hello, dress makers and friends. Welcome again on the channel. I'm so happy to be here with you again today as we continue the series of starting a fashion business or a sewing business from home. Now let's get right into this video. If you are new here, my name is Motunrayo. This video is going to be really helpful a lot, so ensure that you give it a thumbs up and also subscribe if you have not done so already. Now, in the previous video, I shared with you a lot of things that you need to consider if you are thinking of starting your sewing business or your fashion business from home. I hope you have watched that video. If you have not, that video is going to help you to come to a conclusion that starting a fashion business from home is something that you can actually do. Now, without further delay, in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the things that you need, talking about skill, talking about tools, talking about everything that you might possibly need to actually get the business running from home. So the first thing I'm going to be sharing with you now is the skill. You must know how to sew before you even think of having a sewing business or a fashion business from home. You must know something about fashion design. You must know something about sewing. You must know something about drafting a pattern. You must just know something about cutting a garment before you can actually like sew it and put everything together. Okay, so the first thing that you need is that skill. You need that sewing skill. You need like a knowledge because you want to sew something for people to actually buy from you. So you just need that skill so that you can get whatever it is, whether accessory, whether garment, so that you can get it sewn properly and deliver to people even though you actually still working from home. The next thing I'm going to be sharing with you is that you need to register that business. I'm sure you now have that business in the house. I'm sure you know that even though you are running it from home, it's actually still a business. Okay, so you want to register your business. Okay, what you want to do is register your business. If you're in Nigeria like me, you want to register your business with corporate bodies like CAC and all of that. I'm sure that a number of people have told me that this business registration, you can actually do it on your own. But when I did mine, I actually sought a business registration agent to do it for me. So you can just ask around to say, okay, I want to register my business. How do I go about it? I'm sure a number of people will be willing to help you. So you need to get the business name before you can even register it. You need the business name. Okay, after the business name, there is also a need for the business agent, or if you are doing it yourself, for you to search if that business name is still available. If not, you may have to like change the business name. Now, if we're talking about business name, how do I even choose a business name? I would like you to know that choose a business name that something that you know that will be easy for people to remember, easy for people to read, so that they can remember you when they think about a sewing piece, when they think about garments, when they think about something, and just bring it together. You want to say, for example, our brand is called Moeta Fashion Brand, Moeta Fashion Services. Okay, so when you actually give them the name is Moeta, okay, give them the name Moeta. They are going to search, is the name Moeta actually still available? If it's not available, they are going to let you know. That way you can change it and tweak it. Okay, so just make or choose a business name that is not so complicated for people to like understand, and then they can just quickly remember you when they need you. Okay, so and once that business name is taken, then you can go ahead and register it once it's available, and the registration does not even really cost a lot. At least for a start, register the business name. Okay, so I hope that answers that for you. If you have any question, drop your question in the comments. Okay, I like to always see the comments. I like to always have your question. If you have any questions, please drop it in the comments. All right, so also if somebody is saying, okay, what if I want to register this business by myself online, I'll advise you go online, make your research. Like I told you, when I registered mine, I actually used a business registration agent. Okay, so if you want to register it online, my friend told me she did ours online, and I don't think it's something complicated. But if you're somebody like me that just don't like to bother yourself about a lot of all those things, you can just simply give it to a, an agent to just register for you. Okay. So after you have registered your business, the next thing I'm going to be talking to you about are the tools that you need. Okay. First, you need your sewing tools, you need drafting tools, you need ironing tools. These tools are the tools that helps you to just bring whatever piece, whether you are working on accessories, whether you are working on garments, whatever it is you need to just cut them, you need to sew them together. Okay, so when you talk about sewing tools, you want to talk about your sewing machine. Now, for sewing machine, if you are in a country like mine when there's no constant power supply, I will advise that you use this domestic sewing machine. And then, but if you know that there's constant power supply in your country, in your area, in your axis, then I will advise you use the tabletop sewing machine, or you use the industrial sewing machine. But if you are a beginner, using an industrial sewing machine might be a little bit difficult for you because you may not be able to manage the speed. So if you're a beginner, I totally suggest that you use a tabletop if you want to use an electric machine. But if you want to still, you will just want to be able to work whether there's light or there's no light, you want to be able to sew, then I would advise you that you should get the domestic sewing machine. Even the domestic sewing machine, there are some that you can actually plug in your motor. That way you can use it when there's light and when there's no light. So if you're just getting your sewing machine, then I suggest that you get that one. That way you can do two things for you when there's light and when there's no light. But if you already have your sewing machine, I can assure you that sewing machine that you have at home is just perfect for whatever it is that you want to start with. So that sorts your sewing machine. The next thing you want to go ahead to get your drafting tools. You want to get your scissors, your cutting tools. All right, for drafting tools, you need your paper, you need your pattern master, you need whatever pattern master you can find. Or if you can't find a pattern master, if you don't have a pattern master right now, you can still use your French curve and your set square both together. But if you have a pattern master, by all means, use your pattern master or buy a pattern master, because in your pattern master you have the angles, you also have the curves where you can like draft out your armholes and all of that, and it can also help you get straight angles. Okay, so you need your pattern master, you need your marker, you need your pencils, you need your erasers, everything that you just need to actually draft your pattern. Okay, ensure that you get your pattern drafting tool. So that's another thing that you need, and I'm sure that you have those tools in your house even as we speak. I'm sure you have scissors, you have pencils, and also you need pattern paper. You have pattern paper. If you've been drafting before now, or where you learned your fashion and design, you've been drafting, just start with that tools that you have at hand. Okay, so get your drafting tools, get your sewing tools. The next very important thing is ironing. You will need a good pressing iron, preferably a steam iron, because steam iron just helps you to get the fabric to behave the way you want it to behave, and it just sort of just aligns to you. For ironing also, you will need your bust arm. Okay, because if you are going to be doing female wears like me, you need your bust arm so that you can iron out all the curves, the bust area and all of that. Or if you are going to be doing male wear, I'll suggest you get a clapper and then you get a tailor's arm. Okay, so that is it. You don't need to get all of these tools at once. Okay, you can just start with whatever you have. These basic things are things that once you have them, it can get you going, and as you advance, as you increase, as your business grows, you can buy more and more of these tools to help you to work effectively. Okay, so now the next thing that you also need to get, you can get a dress form. Get a dress form, something like this, and then you can also get a mannequin. If you have both right now, you are good to go. If you can afford one, I would suggest you get the dress form, because you can also use it to do some design skills like draping and all of that, and you can still use it to display your garment, because you know that the mannequin basically just helps you to display your garment. However, for the dress form, it helps you to drape and do all of those things. Get a pinnable dress form. Okay, so something like this is really affordable in the Nigerian market right now. You can go for it. But if you have, if you're not working on a tight budget, then I suggest that you can go for the more expensive one. But if you're just trying to start on a low budget, this one will just do the magic for you. All right, so the next is display. How do you want to display your garments after you have sewn them? Whether you are working on accessories, you need a corner. We know that you are working from home, but nobody really needs to know that you are doing it from home. So what you need to do is just get a corner or maybe a wall where you can paint it ivory or white or something like that. Get like a little bit of flap or something like this that you see me using. This is something I've used. You can look at it, it's really old. I've used it for years. So just place it right there, and if you can still afford first plants like this one that I have behind me, it's totally cool. You can just go ahead to use them as well. Okay, so you need something like that, okay, where you can put the flower pot right there and then put your mannequin or your dress on right there. That way, if you finish sewing your garment, you can actually put the garment on it to take videos and all of that. And if you're not working on garment, let's say you want to work on accessory bags and all of that, you still need that really beautiful area where you can take a video or take a pictures of what you have done, because when you want to post it online, you will just need to actually have something looking really beautiful so that you can actually attract people to your page to see what it is that you have to offer. Don't also forget that you also need to package those garments or products after you have finished sewing them. So you want to consider, how do you want to package? Get packaging bags that are eco-friendly, or if you are in Nigeria like me, you can just get those really cute transparent nylon for a start, and then as your business progresses you upgrade to really nice and fancy bag. These days you have to ensure that you package your product properly so that when the customer receives it, it just sparks a kind of joy inside them. Don't go about packaging your stuffs anyhow just because you are working from home. Ensure that you get a good packaging nylon. If possible, get it branded. It's even important. It's important that you get it branded so that everything can just look really great and fine. Okay, so that's that about packaging. Now, the next thing I would like to also talk about, which is really important, are what are those other skills that you need, and that will also bring me into a whole lot of things. So, if you have not subscribed on this channel up to now, take this moment to hit that subscribe button. Please do it now, and also like this video. All right. The next thing is that you need to learn some other skills like photography, some other skills like how to actually put your product out there on social media. These things are not really hard. Here on YouTube there are a lot of training videos that can help you. Just put it in the search bar, how to learn to take good photos, how to learn to make good videos, how to learn to do this, how to learn to do that. Do you understand? So you need to learn about how to take good photos, how to position your phone so that you can just shoot your product properly. The good thing is that though you are working from home, it gives you an advantage. So you can always learn a whole lot of things without so many things competing, so many things like rent and all that, competing with a whole lot of things that inhibit you from growing. So take your time to learn these things. You want to shoot your product videos. Those fashion products, they are beautiful on their own. So you have to make sure that you also shoot a video, position your camera in a way that they will even come out more beautiful, so that whoever it is that actually want to like patronize you, is interested in buying, can really see the beauty of what they actually want to buy even before it gets to them. That way people just get to tend to like trust you even more. Okay, so ensure that you just learn these things, how to be social as well as just putting your product out there, how to create those your content. These are things that is very important. You need to know what are those content that is expected for you to just put out there. And thank God I've already told you how to set up your display space right now. So there are a lot of things you can do from your display space by which you can just put out there on your social media that will bring people to you so that you can get those orders coming in, and so that you can actually get their products going out to them. So one last thing I would like to talk about in this video is you need to understand how you will market your product as well as how you are going to deliver the product to them. Now, looking at delivery, are you going to be delivering yourself? Are you going to be using dispatchers? Are you going to be using the web view? What kind of delivery service are you going to use? You also need to sort that out, write it down somewhere. Okay, you need to know. Now the next thing is, how do you want to market your product? Now if you are actually marketing dresses, how do you want to show up? Is it going to be word of mouth? If you are going to be working on dresses like me, you are working on a female dress, and thankfully you are also a female, so sew nice dresses, wear it to your social gatherings, wear it to church, wear it to pick up your child from school. If you're a mom like me, those are the avenues by which you can market your product. Somebody will see it and say, oh, I love this dress, oh, I made it, I can make one for you, it's really not expensive. And that is how business conversation actually starts, and then you get it done. Okay, so aside advertising and marketing on social media, you can also do word of mouth. And when you make good product for one person, also encourage them, please refer me to your friends and all of that. So these are ways that you can actually do marketing. I told you I started this thing from home. These are ways that I did it, and this is what I am sharing. Please know that it's not like I'm a business expert or consultant, okay? But I am sharing everything I'm sharing with you today from my experience of working from home, because I want working from home to be easy and just stressless for you, and that's why I'm sharing this video. Okay, so in the next series, I'm going to be sharing with you 5 ways by which you can make money, or by which you can actually start selling, making money, what products that you need. I'm not going to just say much in that, but in the next video, I'm going to be sharing with you 5 ways by which you can make money as a fashion designer or as a fashion business owner working from home. Thanks a lot for watching this video. I hope you have found one or two things really helpful. If you have, comment it down below. Leave me some sweet comment, and I'll see you again in the next content. I'll see you again in the next video. My name is Motunrayo. Thanks for watching. See you later.